So my name's Tyler Grey. Spent my whole military career in U.S. Army Special Operations. First half of that at 2nd Ranger Battalion, and the second half of that at a unit at Fort Bragg. Deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. Then I was medically retired in 2005. We train, when we train the actors, the reality is to train to do our jobs, it takes 10 years of constant training. I don't have 10 years to train actors, That being said, what makes a good actor, many factors, but one of the things that makes good actors is they mimic very quickly. You show them one time, they're able to reproduce it almost exact. That's their job. They can take what you give them and then they can perfectly mimic it. So the cool part about doing these tactics, whereas you'd have to show a soldier or whatever, you'd have to teach them to do something for a week, you show one of these actors at one time, maybe two, and they got it because that's what they do. And that has been the same, not just SEAL Team, but other projects I've worked on as good actors. It's crazy how fast they pick up really anything, whether it's movement, whether it's attitude, whether it's the way that they voice commands. It's just unbelievable how good they are at absorbing and mimicking. They're mirrors. They're professional mirrors, and they're great at it. To train a normal soldier, you'd have to train them and 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 train them. Whereas with the actors, we establish a baseline of understanding, and then once they have that baseline of understanding, then it's just a matter of, if we're clearing this room, now it's the specifics of what we're doing, okay? This is what you're doing, this is why, these are the things that you're thinking of when you go through this room, then you're seeing this person, whatever the scene requires. But we're very much giving them the thing that me and the other producers, the military producers, take very seriously is not just giving the actors what the motions are, but giving them the thought process to go along with the motions. Because you could move into a room, okay, and I could tell them how to hold their gun, I could tell them where to point it, but what we really want to see, what anyone wants to see when we're watching TV or movies, is we want to see the character really thinking. We want to see them really being in the moment. And though the action of the scene is coming in and pointing the gun a certain way, what we really want to see is what are the emotions, what's the character feeling. And once they understand the why of, okay, yeah, you're coming in that door, you're clearing this, but you've just heard, and again, I'm making this up, but you've just heard a noise from this room, like that's going to be in your head. And it's crazy how you give them that. That's not a lot. But then when you watch them do it on screen, you'll see them, they're able to show that little reaction that says that they're thinking about, like, oh my gosh, what was that in the other room? And it's crazy how their ability to do very small things that convey very big messages is amazing to watch. And I've learned a lot from it, but it's very interesting to see how they can convey so much by doing so little. I honestly do not know anything about season 2. I'm here, so until I get back, I won't know anything about season 2. I do know that, we're excited to, the biggest thing I can say is that just by having a season 2 gives us the ability to do a lot more. So we're very excited about that. We want to, the one thing I will say is we're excited to get more into the characters. That's a given. We're excited to show different missions. What they are, they haven't even been planned yet, I can tell you that. But the fact is, with another season, with however many episodes it is, you're going to get to see more of this world, and we're excited to show it. The one lesson that I learned in Hollywood, and actually I learned this from one of the actors on the show, is Hollywood is it's a place that's very easy to, it's not reality. It's an artificial. Hollywood makes fiction, and it itself is kind of a fiction world unto itself. Look at Marilyn Monroe. Like, she lived kind of a fiction in her own reality. Where I'm going with that is, you know, it's a job. Hollywood's a job. And so the way that you have to go to that job and you have to come home from that job. So the way I treat Hollywood in general is it's a job, it's not reality. And I come home from it and I'm very grounded. I have a relationship with someone that's completely outside of that industry. And you need something to keep you grounded from that. Or yeah, it can be easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour that ultimately isn't the real world. At the end of the day, you know, life is what exists outside of the lights. They're temporary. So you need something to ground you. And like I said, I learned that from some actors that said, hey, you know, I'm like, how have you been grounded? Hey, I stay out of that environment. I have something that pulls me home, grounds me, kicks me in the ass, and says, you know, you're home now. So it's worked for me, and kind of leave the glitz and the glamour to, you know, the people that enjoy that sort of thing. So thanks for watching SEAL Team, and I hope all of you enjoy season 2.